Expand your tool set with professional power tools from Menards. Metabo represents the gold standard in cordless power tools. Whether you're at home or on the job site, tackle any building project with Metabo power tools. Plus, power tools make great gifts. Metabo cordless drills provide the power and function to make your next job more productive. Pick one up today for just $99 at Menards. Sale price good through December 8th.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
All right, Wilson, let's get this day started. Downtown Billings, about 20 degrees out there. It was chilly this morning, heavy frost. Here's a look at First News. It's fair, it's accurate. You get the damn truth. Investigators still searching for clues that could help identify the masked gunman who killed the leader of one of the largest U.S. health insurance companies on a Manhattan sidewalk yesterday, then disappeared into Central Park. United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson died in an ambush Wednesday. He was just walking along the road, going to an investor conference. Security cameras even recorded the killing and initial stages of his escape on an electric bicycle. Police were using drones and dogs, an intense search. The whereabouts of the killer still remains unknown. Police have not yet established a motive of why, but they said this was truly an assassination. South Korea's president has replaced his defense minister as opposition parties move to impeach both men after an imposition of martial law that brought armed troops into the streets of Seoul, South Korea. Now they're pushing for a vote on a motion to impeach the president on Saturday night. They hold 192 seats, but you need 200 votes in order for that one to pass. Amnesty International is accusing Israel of genocide for what's going on the Gaza Strip. Isn't that funny? They accuse Israel of genocide, but not Hamas or Hezbollah for what happened on October 7th. They killed 1,400 people down in that area. They weren't accused of genocide, using Israel, protecting their people of it. There was a shooting in Palermo, California yesterday. Palermo. 2 children have been wounded in a tiny religious school there. The gunman dead. Butte County Sheriff said children, boys ages 5 to 6 were hospitalized following the shooting at the Feather River School of the Seventh-day Adventists of Palermo. Small town just north of Sacramento. The suspect died after shooting himself. The gunman, they said, may have targeted the school because of its religious affiliation. Is not believed to have had a prior connection to it. Federal investigation has found the fatal beating of Tyree Nichols by police when he ran away from a traffic stop in 2023 exposed some serious problems that were going on in the Memphis Police Department. Excessive force, mistreatment of minorities. The report Wednesday revealed the findings of a 17-month DOJ investigation into that police department after Nichols was kicked, punched, and hit with the police baton. Members of the Civil Rights Division will discuss the report at a morning news conference today. U.S. biathletes facing misogynistic behavior while racing and fear retaliation if they reported their concerns. According to a report hired to assess athletes' safety following a report that female members were sexually harassed and abused for years while they were racing on the World Cup circuit. Biathletes told investigators the environment was uncomfortable for women. They feared they would be denied training opportunities and financial support. Biathlon officials said they've developed a plan to address these issues, holding workshops with their staff and athletes to define their core values and create ways to measure progress, but happened between 2016 and 2021. Investigators interviewed athletes, parents, coaches, sent a survey to biathletes, found the code of conduct failed to provide clear examples of this behavior, but a respondent survey showed 92% of male respondents said they felt comfortable raising concerns about safety for the women. Also learned some scathing news yesterday about what's going on in the Department of Veteran Affairs in Washington, D.C., sex parties and orgies while they were at work inside that department. Who was chairman of the Veterans Affairs Committee, by the way, while this was going on? None other than John Tester.
Wow.
And that report is going to really unveil some stuff that's going to make your head spin. Pete Hegseth, Donald Trump's Pentagon pick, going to hold on to his cabinet nomination. He's fighting for it. He said, we're not backing down one bit. This is just the first of many of these arrows that will be shot at all of President Trump's nominations as the Democrats are trying to derail his agenda and the direction he wants to take America. They're going to start with him, go to Kash Patel, go all the way down the list, try to somehow block the Trump appointments into his cabinet so he can move on and change America. They've tried it so many times before with Clarence Thomas, Brett Kavanaugh, and others, Gorsuch, you name it, right on down the list. They'll fight him. North Dakota's governor, Doug Burgum, handed his final budget blueprint to lawmakers that included a rosy picture on the success of North Dakota and their success at extracting record levels of oil and gas. He is President Trump's nominee to be and run the Interior Department. Software entrepreneur, position would oversee public lands, natural resources. North Dakota is the number 3 oil-producing state in the United States right now. You know who's number 1, by the way? Texas. Number 2 is New Mexico.
Wouldn't have got that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I would have got Texas, but New Mexico was number 2. North Dakota is number 3. And once again, the Democrats will put up a fight against Doug Burgum, saying he's a threat to climate change. They'll pull out all the stops, folks. It doesn't matter. They'd fight for dog catcher Ekalaka. They're going to try to fight every single cabinet nominee that the president has put forward. By the way, the president wants to nominate a cryptocurrency advocate, Paul Atkins, to chair the Security and Exchange Commission. He is the CEO of Potomac Partners. He said he's a proven leader, common sense. We need that in the SEC. They oversee U.S. security markets and investments. ESPN was in the news. They're continuing their transition into more direct-to-customer offerings. Big launch. Disney Plus and others have brought in major amounts of revenue. ESPN's expansion with their own section into Disney Plus follows the launch of Hulu and many others. Isn't it funny? You know, these companies, they're not having special hearings on extra fees that they're charging, are they, Mark?
They are not.
No, but boy, they sure went after the airlines, but all these others, you have to pay for television, do this, you want that, you want that. Nobody's whining about that,
Right.
But they're after the airlines. U.S. stock indexes reach more records. Tech companies talked up how AI is boosting their results. Dow yesterday gained 0.7%. NASDAQ added 1.3%. Salesforce pulled the market higher. Marvel Technology jumped yesterday as well. The Dow was up 308 points, closed over 45,000. 45,014 since Election Day. The markets have been on fire. Bitcoin topped $100,000. Massive rally in cryptocurrency field, hours after the president signaled a lighter regulatory approach to the crypto agencies. The OPECers deciding on whether to produce more crude or not. Members right now of the OPEC bloc are facing sluggish demand and competing production from some non-allied countries. Factors that could keep these oil giants and prices stagnant. Key beneficiaries, of course, would be you, the U.S. motorist. We've seen gas prices fall. Gas prices in Billings now down to around $2.75 a gallon. The OPECers, which includes Saudi Arabia as the dominant member and others, tried to jack us before. Oh, yeah, they wanted to cut production. When the Russia-Ukraine war started, they were using it to fill their coffers. And now they're hurting. They're really going to be hurting after January 20th. Global shares indicating they're a little higher today. Chair Jerome Powell of the Federal Reserve and their ability to set interest rates free of political interference, he said. It's funny how we got an interest rate, though, reduction right before Election Day.
That was luck.
That was luck. But he wants to make sure that there's no political influence in the Fed's decision, that he's confident of support in Congress for maintaining the central bank's independence. Another California farm has now had to recall raw milk sold in stores. They had to stop production. State health and ag officials said they found bird flu in samples of milk from the Raw Farm of Fresno. Farm voluntarily recalled whole milk and cream products. Officials quarantined the farm, encouraged people not to consume them. Tests found bird flu virus in some of their samples. No known cases of bird flu virus have been detected in people who drank raw milk. Pasteurized milk continues to remain safe, but a lot of people like raw milk. And for those of you north of town, you don't have to drink it directly from the cow either. I'm just saying. I mean, I know you weirdos up there. You can squeeze it first, but I just think they enjoy doing it for some reason. Raw milk, though, becoming popular. People want all natural raw milk, and it can cause some problems. And sake is perhaps even more Japanese than the world-famous sushi is. It's brewed century-old mountaintop warehouses, savored in the country's pub-like places, poured during weddings, special toast. The smooth rice wine plays a crucial role in Japan's culinary traditions. Well, on Wednesday, UNESCO, which is the United Nations Heritage Agency, enshrined Japanese sake as part of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. They came out with their list yesterday, alongside Brazilian white cheese. Now, I've never heard of that. I've heard of sake, but not Brazilian white cheese. Have you?
No.
How about Caribbean cassava bread?
Nope.
Palestinian olive oil soap, among other cultural products around the world. A Japanese delegation welcomed the announcement Wednesday. They had their big get-together thing in Paraguay. But sake is considered the divine gift and essential for social and cultural events in Japan. Basic ingredients include rice, water, yeast, koji, and rice mold, which breaks down the starches into a fermentable sugar, kind of the same way malting does in beer production. And it's a big thing over there in Japan, so they've added that one now to the list. Sake exports. Mostly, their sake goes to the U.S. and China. Sake exports rake in $265 million a year. And I've never had sake. So.
You never been to one of those things where you sit around the grill and they do the onion tornadoes and shoot sake into your mouth?
Nope. Never do that, Mark. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can't. And I'm not a big sushi fan either. And
Paul's also not a real big play along guy when we're sitting at those kind of
I play along.
No.
The farmer's cat. The farmer's cat is a blue cat. I can play those games. Don't tell me that. Cat Country News Time is 6:45. Sports and weather coming up.
In sports, last night, great night for basketball. Number 1 Kansas got beat by Creighton. Creighton was just too much for them all night long, up by as many as 17. I'm a big fan of college basketball because you rarely have just one team dominate the whole season, and there's a lot of good teams. And as a added bonus, the Lakers got beat by 41 last night.
Did they?
They got smoked.
Wow. I was watching the Duke game last night against Auburn, and I don't know how that one turned out because it was getting late, and
Duke won that one.
Did they win?
Cooper Flagg is a stud.
Yeah, he's a freshman.
Yeah, but he won't be a sophomore.
Yeah, they won that one at Duke. Well, 50 degrees for the high today. We're going to see some sunshine, and stargazing conditions are going to be very poor tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so because things are going to cloud up, but that's what they give you now on the forecast. 53 and sunny tomorrow. 56, partly cloudy Saturday. 44 and windy on Sunday. So some good weather here this weekend. Vaccinate some cows, do some stuff like that Saturday. That'll work out great. Downtown now, it's warmed up a little bit. Let's see here. What's 26 at the airport. 6:47. That's what's happening. Mark and Paul here together. Thanks for tuning into The Cat.
Jim was at the laundromat when he heard. His ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring Gain scent beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent maracas smell amazing." You could call them scent maracas, but most noses call them Gain scent beads. Try Gain scent beads, way fresher than detergent alone.